Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the Nerds with Chainsaws podcast with your host, me, Brett Drogemeyer, and Dalton Wright.
How we doing, everyone?
Guess we'll start things off as usual. Go to drinks. You just mixed up something fancy, so we'll start with you. Mine's not near as fancy.
I wouldn't necessarily call mine fancy either, but it's a mixed drink. I'm not drinking. I think this is the first mixed drink I've had on. Well, I can't say on the podcast because when I was in my old apartment and you were still here, we'd mix shit in my kitchen.
Yeah, we used to mix stuff a lot more often than we do now. We tend to stick with the beers and pre-made stuff now a little bit more now.
Well, the problem for me is my kitchen's downstairs. My
same.
office is upstairs,
Yeah.
and so I don't like fucking walking up and down a bunch.
Yeah, same.
But today I was like, fuck it, I'll just bring the shit up here. It's fine. Anyway, without further stalling, I am having special rum and coke, and by that I mean neither of those ingredients are actually present in the drink, but close enough. It is.
It doesn't sound like a rum and coke then.
It's a cachaca, which is a type of rum. I've talked about it before. It's the bottle that my cats knocked off the fucking countertop and broke the neck on. Like, the neck's not just shattered, but there's a crack in it, so it leaks out of that. The cork's all messed up. So I just need to use it up. I don't want to use it all up because they're never going to make this again. This is the only bottle I'll ever be able to find of it. This would be cool to have it around as a special occasion type thing, but don't get that luxury anymore.
Could you put it in like a decanter?
Distillery, no, it's just still in its original.
No, so I was saying, like, can you get a decanter for it? Just like a cheap one. That way you don't have to drink it all at once.
I mean, I could. But it's too late now. We're already halfway through it.
Fair enough.
But Black Bear Distillery, out of Colorado, they're just a local place. They only make small batch stuff. They run something once and never again. I think sometimes they bring something back, occasionally, like an anniversary one maybe, but this one won't be coming back. I can confirm. So, I have that cachaca mixed with root beer. If you're looking to spice up your simple rum mixers instead of doing rum and coke, do rum and root beer. It is so good.
I can attest, yeah. It is pretty good. Rum and like any soda is good.
That cachaca, the main difference with it is it's distilled with sugar cane. And you can really taste it. It's sweet, and it has a different aftertaste to regular rum. I can't quite describe what it is, but it's really good. If you have the ability to get a hold of cachaca rum, I recommend trying it. You won't be disappointed.
I dropped my bottle opener. Anyway, I am having a Modelo. I've had Modelos before. I like Modelos. I've always seen the Modelo Negras, and I have never tried one because I didn't know what it was. So I was like, you know what, screw it. Today's the day. I'm going to try one. And I did a little researching online, and it's actually an Austrian beer that I guess some immigrants to Mexico from Austria started brewing down there. So it's actually like an Austrian like dark lager that's been made in Mexico by Austrian immigrants. And I guess Modelo just ended up taking it over. So that was a little fun fact that I didn't know about it. I just thought it was like a darker version of Modelo, but I guess it's like completely different. So we're going to give it a shot. I've seen it like all the time. I've always been like, I wonder what that is. I wonder how that tastes. And I finally was just like, you know what, screw it. I'm going to give it a go. I've never tried it before, so crack her open, use it.
Modelos aren't lagers. They're just beer.
They're just, a cerveza, just normal kind of standard beer. It might be a light lager kind of thing, but yeah, it's just a Mexican beer. But I guess I don't know. At least that's so the story goes. The bottle says medium-bodied lager with slow-roasted caramel malts brewed for a rich and smooth taste. And it is very dark.
I mean, I guess all beers are categorized as either lagers or ales.
And that's pretty good, actually. I'm trying to think what I can compare it to.
So does that mean like Bud Light, Coors Light are considered like light lagers or pale lagers?
Yeah, they're lager, like light lagers, I believe.
Yeah, Coors Light, an American style light lager. Huh. Did not know that.
I think they got the label on this like right on the head. It's not hoppy at all. It almost tastes like that Hershey's Porter a little bit. It's not near as dark as that, but it reminds me of those kind of little more full flavors, kind of like again, not near as full as like Guinness or stuff like that, but it reminds me of that kind of flavor, but it goes down a lot smoother. It's a lot lighter. You still get the flavor, but not as much of the like heaviness to it. That's pretty good. Glad I picked up a case of it, or not a case of it, but a 6-pack of it to try.
Oh, I suppose I'm checking the Helldivers Discord right now because we're gonna have to take a break from the list. We don't have it quite done yet.
We did just succeed a major order.
There's a new poll. Which are better, Eagles or Orbitals?
I use Eagles far more.
I mean, I'm kind of 50-50. I do bring an Eagle like every single game, but I also bring the Orbital Rail, and the Orbital Rail is one of my favorite. It's just a get out of jail free card. Big boy, fuck 'em up, dead. No skill acquired to it.
I do usually bring both a Eagle and at least one Orbital, but I don't know, the utility of Eagles is just, it's there almost instantly. Fast attack.
I'm gonna go ahead and rep the Orbital squad for that one. Man, I'm in the minority.
Yes, you are. I saw that poll earlier.
Yeah. 71% Eagles, 29% Orbitals. I thought it'd be closer to 50-50, but Christ.
If you could only take one, like either Eagles or Orbitals in a game, I would always take the Eagles.
I mean, true. I would probably have to agree, but there's some really good Orbitals out there. Orbital Laser, Orbital Rail.
Yeah, Laser, Rail's good.
380/Walking Barrage are pretty good now.
I really like using the Walking Barrage, actually. You get the big booms of the 380 and like a lot less of the randomness of where it's going to land.
I mean, I think we're going to do a stratagems tier list at some point, but I'm just going to go ahead and throw out there that the Commando's pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, that's fairly new too. I don't know if it's a bug or if it's intentional, but it can fucking one-shot the bot fabricators from anywhere.
Really? I haven't used it on bots yet.
Yeah. Like, literally, you hit that thing anywhere. It doesn't have to be the vents, doesn't have to be the front. Just, you hit that thing anywhere with it, it's a one-shot.
Well, I think No, it's not. I was gonna say, like, the quasars and recoilless and whatnot can just be anywhere, but quasar has to be vent. I really tested recoilless or expendable yet against fabricators.
I think it's the only one that can, and it's nice. That's why was kind of like, I don't know if that's intentional or not.
The spear will. The spear will just drop down on it.
Yeah.
I'm really liking the spear on bots. That's really nice.
The other thing that's really the spear's really good. The other thing that's really nice about the commando is it's just good against enemies too.
Yeah, it has the same call-in time as the normal expendable, the EATs. But you just get one of them drop, so you don't have to worry about coming back and getting the second one, and you have the same firepower. It's just split up into fourths.
It can
like 2 rockets equal the damage of 1 expendable, and you have 4 rockets, so you get both of them in one grab, and you can control them mid-flight.
Yeah, they're laser guided.
So commando, pretty nice. I haven't been able to test out like the new HMGs or anything like that yet, so I can't comment on that.
I keep forgetting to.
I mean, we'll get to it.
Yeah.
If we do a stratagem tier list, we'll try them all.
Yeah, I'm sure we will.
So, we were right before the podcast. We were talking about a concert, and the fucking concert is for bowling for soup.
Oh, really?
Do you know who that is?
I have heard of them before.
I'm looking up their song list because I've only ever heard one song from them.
I'll also look them up. I can't remember. Oops. Forgot to mute my phone.
I don't fucking want that. No, just give me the band. Is it 1985? Is that...
Yeah.
Stacy's Mom? Is that's one?
That's another one. But they got a couple. I'm surprised they're playing at the Fox.
Yeah, I guess they are. They used to have a song called Ohio. I'm Gay.
What?
It was a song just called I'm Gay. The Bitch song.
Sounds like some shit our band would put out.
I'm looking up the No, this is not what I thought it was. I just went to look up the chorus lyrics for that one, and it's not what I thought it was. Go ahead and just look at just the group. The people of that band. They look interesting.
Yeah.
That is a big boy. I don't know. It's at 6:30. I don't know if I'm gonna go or not.
I mean, you can't beat a free concert, so.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Ooh. But anyway, yeah, we're kind of back onto just random stuff for this episode.
I mean, there's a couple of things I can keep similarly related. For instance, I have a coworker that he plays DRG with all of his friends. They just added something very nice, like very quality of life, which just furthers my thought that Coffee Stain is one of the best studios out there. They added a season selector.
So you can
That means
pick which one you want to work towards.
Any season.
And pick which one you want to work towards.
Yep, they took all the cosmetics out of the Matrix pool, so it's no longer just a random chance. You just go earn them. and you can go play any season. Absolutely zero FOMO.
That's nice.
Because when they were first coming out, Coffee Stain said, anything we add in these seasons is more or less permanent, but it's going to be easier and more frequent to play the content during the season. Like, the last time we played was Season 2. They're on Season 5 now.
Yeah, it's been a while since we played.
Yeah. And it's like, Season 2's mission, like, special mission, was the rival, like, core, like, taking out the big boy. So, after that season ended, it was like, you can still find that mission, but it's not going to be always there. Like, the current season mission will always be somewhere on the map. Previous season missions and modifiers can show up occasionally. And any cosmetics, any loot you didn't get from that season was just added into a random pool. And just good luck, maybe you'll get it, maybe you won't. Yeah, now you can just go choose it.
That's pretty cool.
That's really nice. People need to learn from fucking Coffee Stain. But I know FOMO is a big thing. It's a big way to earn money. Because companies, like, if you don't do this now, you don't buy this now,
you
may never see it again.
Yeah.
And it's a bullshit predatory crap practice. So hopefully people really give attention to, like, Helldivers and Deep Rock doing their seasons in a way that you will always be able to access the content. And I feel like people are going to play a lot more of that versus, oh, you may never see this again.
It's just nice to not be fucking exploited at every turn.
Exactly. And for players that aren't playing day one.
Yeah, like, say you went and picked up fucking, like, Modern Warfare 2 right now. It's like
postseason.
All the shit's fucking over. There's, like, no point.
Well, now, so Call of Duty kind of is in between. Once that game hits its postseason cycle, which is about 2 years, it never leaves postseason. But what it does is everything from the previous seasons is now unlocked to you. But you can't earn that shit in a battle pass anymore. Now it's just cost COD points.
Yeah.
So they're kind of in between FOMO and just always having it available. But you can't participate in the events like Warzone's Godzilla versus King Kong event. There was literally fucking battles between Godzilla and King Kong happening on the map. You can't see that anymore.
Gone forever.
So I just really hope people start getting really fed up with FOMO practices, and we can just go back to having good games. More and more of them are coming out, so I'm hopeful.
Have you seen... This is like a completely different style of game, but have you seen anything about the new Delta Force game?
I don't even know of a Delta Force game coming out.
A Delta Force Hawk Ops?
I haven't seen it.
You should look it up. It's going to be a free-to-play game with a battle pass, all that general free-to-play stuff. It doesn't seem too terrible, though. For that, I'm like it's understandable if it's free-to-play, they do have to make money somewhere. So I kind of understand that. But
is it a tactical shooter?
Yeah, it's Battlefield 4 basically is what it reminds me of. And dude, it looks good. Like, there's not as much destruction as in the Battlefield games, but it just looks like Battlefield 4 and what's the new one, like 2025 or whatever it was.
Yeah.
Or 2042. It looks like a halfway in between those two for like technology and like firearms wise, but yeah, it just looks super fun. It just looks like a fun game to play. It doesn't have any of the
fucking alligators.
What?
There's fucking alligators on the map that can death roll you.
Oh, I didn't know about that.
Yeah, you got to deal with wildlife apparently.
Yeah, but the gameplay like really reminds me of like Battlefield 4. None of the bullshit, like, there is operators you can pick from, but none of their skills are like stupidly overpowered or like retarded and don't make any sense.
I'm just not much of a fan of operator-based combat in these kind of games. I would like for tactical shooters and whatnot. I like the just you're a soldier. You're just a no-name soldier.
The way I see the operators in that game working is more like, okay, you're still your standard class or whatever, and your operator just gets like this gadget, or he has this quirk that he can do. Like one of them can slide, but no one else can slide. Like that's his one quirk. I'm like, okay, that's not like a game breaking like ability.
Sliding's limited to one fucking dude.
Yeah, it's like this one dude
What
has
the
the skill to slide, and no one else does. So it's like, okay, that's fine. It's not like this dude has X-ray vision for 30 minutes and a one-shot kill gun that he can fucking do. It's nothing game-breaking. It's just like, okay, this guy has this quirk, this guy has this quirk, this guy can call in this little, like, UAV drone. No one else can. It's just like, it doesn't seem, like, egregiously in your face like some of the other games do it.
Dude, fucking Sean from Hello Games needs to chill. It's been 8 years. No Man's Sky is good now. You can rest. Fucking Christ.
Is he talking about the new game that's coming out?
No. He's still just updating No Man's Sky.
They're currently developing a new game.
Do you have No Man's Sky on your computer?
I do. Not downloaded, but I do have it.
Well, you should still be able to then see its updates. Go to that fucking thing. Click on the Introducing Worlds Part 1, the 5.0 update, and just scroll down a bit. There's goddamn floating islands on the planets now. They're making the procedural generation even more.
Yeah.
Like,
dude, I haven't played this game in so long.
People would be happy paying for DLC for this shit. Oh, actually, here's the new Light No Fire.
Yeah, that one. That one I'm kind of interested in.
I feel like I've heard of this before. I didn't know it was I didn't know it was Hello Games though.
Mm-hmm. It's like a like fantasy themed one version of No Man's Sky, pretty much. It's a little different premise wise, but pretty similar.
I feel like I've heard of this. No, what you need to check out is fucking The Forever Winner. Did I tell you about this game yet?
No.
So the whole premise. Stop me if this sounds familiar. The whole premise of this game is, you're not this guy. You're this guy. You are not the super soldier, badass dude that's taken on whole armies yourself. You are a scavenger in the middle of it, and one mistake equals your death. So there's two, like, superpowers, think US versus Russia, duking it out on the maps at all times, bringing in tanks, fucking, like, mech warrior suits. Really fucked up stuff in the middle of the night, actually. Like, one of the tanks is decorated with just corpses. And your whole goal is to just ignore them. You trying to fight these people will end in your death.
You're just dead instantly.
You can fight back, but not for very long. So, like you're doing is you're going into the middle of these big fights, and you're trying to scavenge the dead people out on the sidelines, get their shit and get out. Or sometimes you take contracts from one of the big superpowers, like, we'll pay you to go disable this power generator from the other team. So you go do that, but consequences for that are now the person that you helped, their presence is bigger in that area now, and you can start finding their heavy machinery come out, like the mech warriors. And you've pissed off the other faction, so now they're more hostile to you. Whereas before, you could kind of sit in the middle of it, and they'll walk right past you. As long as you don't make yourself a threat, they're not going to take you as a threat. It's really fucking cool.
That does seem cool. There's not a whole lot
part
of information about this game really yet. Doesn't look like.
It was just announced like a month ago. there's a guy on YouTube. Actually, I found this game from that YouTube video. I gave him a subscriber because it was a super good video. Rylo, Rylo. He makes really good documentary videos over video games. He was talking about this game, and what's really cool about this game is there's no one above them forcing them to do stuff they don't want to.
Yeah, it's published.
This game is
developed and published by the
themselves.
same guys. Yeah.
And they're also, the entire dev team is made up from like big AAA dev teams, people that left, came to this one, and the concept artists are the forefront of it. There's no one saying, hey, we want the game to play this way, so make your art, and if we don't like the art, then we're going to tell you to change it. No, the concept artists make a fucking enemy, and the developers say, okay, how do we add that? So everything looks exactly how they want it to. The art style is exactly what they want. And it's a really unique style of game. I will be buying it when it comes out.
It does look pretty cool. Hopefully it comes out. Oh, I hope they do a good job giving it polish and all that, but hope it comes out kind of.
Oh, even the demo, like the alpha footage that the guy could give us pictures of was like, it looked super good.
Oh, that was the other thing about the Delta Force game is it's in like pre-alpha test right now, and it already looks like 100 times more stable than the launch of the last several Battlefields.
Yeah. You know, go check that channel out and watch his video over this game, because Jesus Christ. It'd be a really good one to play, like, with people. It'd be a good one to record.
Yeah, it looks fucking scary, honestly.
Some of the enemies are fucking terrifying.
Yeah. That's about... Yeah, I think that's about all the new games I know about right now. There's not a whole lot coming out right now.
Yeah, I partook a little bit in the summer sale. Picked up Doom 2016, Battle Block Theater, Castle Crashers, and all of its DLC. And I bought Mad Max. It wasn't on sale, so I paid full price for that one, but I'm looking forward to Doom. I only played like the first 3 levels on it when it first came out on Xbox, so I need to actually play the game.
I've never played that one. It does look good, though. What else is good?
But you have some news for the motorcycle side of our cast.
Yeah, we'll go. We'll switch over to the chainsaws portion, i.e. the outdoors related stuff. My motorcycle that I have down here, the Z's still in haze, because it also has issues. Not as bad as this though. My Yamaha V-Star 650 kind of ate shit here recently. So I had been using that bike as my commuter vehicle. 1, because it's summer. 2, because Cassie's old car kind of ate shit and no longer ran. Or it runs. It's just running as a twin cylinder when it actually has 4. So I also tried to fix that. I pulled one of the spark plug coils, and the entire spark plug area was full of oil. So that's why it wasn't firing. So it has. We got to take that to the shop to get it fixed. It's got like a valve gasket leak or something like that. Nothing too bad. Just more than I'm willing to fix. But anyway, I was using my bike as a commuter vehicle, and it just started running bad, just like consistently, just on the way home, just like every like 10 miles or so, just like start running like shit for a little bit, and then it'd clear out and be fine. Then it'd start running like shit again. I'm like, I gotta figure out what the fuck's going on with this thing. It's like, all right, take the carbs off, clean the carbs again. Nah, still doing it. All right, we'll fucking change the battery. It's got an old battery in it. Maybe it's not getting. Maybe the voltage is fucked up or something. It's not firing right. Change the battery out. Nope, still does it. I'm like, all right. I've checked everything else. Air filter's clean. It's like brand new. Wasn't that? I've checked everything else. All right, we'll pull the fucking spark plugs. See if one of my spark plugs is fouled up. Sure enough, one was. Not in the way I was hoping though. So you know, spark plugs foul up. It's usually like, oh, you're running too rich, and it's got, it's just not burning right, and it gummed up the spark plug. Easy enough. You just adjust your tuning a little bit, and you're on your way with the new spark plug. No, not with this one. Mine was fouled with oil. Oil's not supposed to be getting into where the boom happens. In case you don't know exactly how engines work, so that's not good.
Yeah, that's a bit of a problem.
So yeah, my number one cylinder on my V-Star is getting oil blow by somehow. Either it's probably the piston ring's damaged, because I don't think there's any oil like above the cylinder to leak in. Like on cars, there's oil up there in the cams and all that. I don't think there is on that bike though. So I'm pretty sure it's blowing past the piston ring. So yeah, I'm on the hunt for a new motorcycle now, because I don't want to deal with fixing that. I'm going to try, because spark plugs are cheap, I'm going to try to change out the spark plug with a new one and see if, I don't know, just somehow got oil in the cylinder. I did drop it like a while back. So I'm thinking maybe it got oil in there and it's just gumming it up and it just needs a new plug, because that one got oil on it and now it's fucked up. But we'll see. I'm not keeping my hopes up. But yeah, anyway, I'm looking for a new bike now. That was kind of the little kick in the ass. Like, all right, maybe we should start looking a little more seriously now, because I've been wanting a new bike for a while, and I've narrowed it down to a couple. Well, actually, probably one that I really want, but I've been looking at several.
Yeah, I'm still on that MT-09. I've just been too lazy to post my bike. I need to do that soon. It's supposed to be nice the next couple of days. Maybe I'll actually go out and get it washed and posted.
Yeah. I'm gonna try to trade mine in, probably.
I would do a trade, but I would get so fucked on the trade. It's not even funny, because the bike's been outside its whole life, so it's a little faded. Doesn't look perfect. The paint, like, it's scratched, and there's that clunking noise in the fork somewhere that I can't figure out how to fix. Neither can Kyle. But to a dealership, that's going to be a no-no. But to a private sell, it could be fine, because Kyle told me, oh hey, it could just be brake chatter, like brake pad chatter. I was like, I don't think that's brake pad chatter, brother. That is a clunk. But alright, I'll call it brake pad chatter. I have brand new brake pads sitting in my dad's garage that I never put on. So I can post it with the knowledge of, hey, it's making this noise, but a local mechanic told me it's brake pad chatter. I'll throw in a brand new set of brakes for free to fix the issue and be able to still get money out of it.
Yeah.
Whereas a dealership's going to see that and all the scratches and say, oh hey, we'll give you $6,000 for this. And I'm like, fuck, bro.
That's
KBB
where,
says 10.
Yeah, that's where I'm going to be like, I know I'm going to get less than what the bike's worth trading it in, but I'm also, probably not going to mention that it has fucking oil in one of the cylinders, because as long as you don't take it like on the highway for an extended period of time, it runs perfect. So I don't know. I'm gonna see if I can pull a sneaky on a dealership and just kind of get a little more than that thing's worth.
See, that's the problem with dealerships is they're gonna want to test the bike.
Oh,
So, they're gonna test my bike and they're gonna see that it goes katunk, and that's gonna be an issue.
Where mine's gonna be just like, oh yeah, it seems to run fine. It's like, yeah, good, yeah, it runs fine. There's nothing wrong with it. And honestly, maybe if I change the spark plug, there might not be anything wrong with it. I don't know. I'm just tired of fucking with it, honestly, and I need. If I am gonna use a bike to like commute to work, I need something that does better than that does on the highway. It does not have the power to be out on the highway for a long amount of time. It's very high in its RPM range just to keep up.
I mean, all the dealership may do is just turn it on, let it run for 5 minutes, sitting there, see if it just makes any weird noises.
It's like it doesn't. Yeah, it's the weirdest thing. Like around town, fucking, I could run it around town for fucking 2 hours straight, and you wouldn't know if there's anything wrong with it. But as soon as you take it out on the highway for like 15, 20 minutes, it starts having issues.
Yeah, mine's the second you hit any sort of road that isn't flat.
Yeah, that might be a little more noticeable.
So that also means if they dynoed it, they wouldn't know.
Do they do that?
Some dealers might just dyno a bike to see if there's any like noticeable issues just changing through gears. So like, oh yeah, we don't want to take it around town, so we'll just throw it up on the dyno, run it through some gears, see how it works. Yeah. I could see that being a thing.
I don't know a lot of dealers that have dynos though.
I mean, I guess around here a lot of dealers are also shops, so.
Yeah, but anyway,
I guess some of the shops around here would have one.
Yeah. You're looking at the MT09 as your next
you're
bike.
looking at the Tracer 9.
Nope, not anymore.
No?
I changed my mind. I still really want a Tracer 9, but goddamn, they're expensive. So Tracer 9 GT Plus, which is a new one that I want, is like $15,000. That's a little much. And it's also a dedicated sport touring bike. Whereas, you know me, I like my versatility. If I can get something with a little more off-road capability, I might take that instead.
Is it a sport tour or is it like a adventure?
No, it's a sport tour. So I have started looking at they're called the middleweight adventure bikes, I guess. The like 700 to 800 cc more adventure setup bikes, like the Yamaha Tenere 700, the Honda Transalp, and the one I am very interested in, the Suzuki V-Strom 800.
V-Strom.
Yeah.
I just don't know much about Suzuki.
Me either. But from everything I have seen, it's a very reliable bike, and it's a very versatile bike. So they make like it's probably 3, 4, 5, I don't know, different versions of the V-Strom 800. They have the V-Strom 800, just straight out. It's their standard one. It has the aluminum rims. It's got tubeless tires, and that's about it. They have the V-Strom 800 DE, which is the off-road focused one. It has higher suspension. It has spoke wheels, tube tires, maybe a couple other things. It's got a smaller windscreen, I know, for like being able to stand up and look over it on your pegs. Oh, they have the DE and the DE Adventure now. Yeah, that's right. I think that's... Oh, and it has the hand guards, like the actual metal hand guards, bark busters. I don't know about the DE Adventure. I haven't seen this one yet. That one must be new this year. Oh, it comes with the hard cases on the side, crash bars, that kind of stuff. So they do have 5 versions, I think. Anyway, I really want the DE, but I am far too short to be able to ride it, so instead I am looking at the V-Strom 800 Touring, which is, it's set up just like the standard V-Strom 800. It has the alloy wheels, the tubeless tires. It's got a bigger windscreen. It has the hand guards. I don't think it's the metal hand guards, though. I think it's just the plastic ones to block the wind. And it comes with a tailcase and tailcase mount. And I can get... Yeah. And I can get the touring model for the same price as the just normal base model one. So I'm like, I might as well get the fucking touring one.
It's a lot of different iterations of the same bike.
It is, but that's kind of... That was their goal when they built the bike to begin with. It's not like they took a bike and they're just kind of half-ass adapting it to these different circumstances. It's they built the bike from scratch with the how do I want to say
Intent.
it? Yeah, with the intent of being able to do all of these things with it.
Built for multi-purpose.
Yeah. They designed it for versatility. That's what I was trying to say.
There you go.
They built it from the ground up knowing that, okay, we're probably going to have one that we're going to gear more towards touring. We're going to have one we're going to gear more towards off-road. We're going to have one that's just a normal like street bike. We're going to have one that's not... We're going to have one that's set up for as an adventure bike kind of thing. It was in the design to begin with, so I think that makes it a little better than, like, you know, I know a lot of companies that are like Kawasaki, their sports tourer, the ZX14 sport tourer, that's just a ZX14 they slapped fucking cases on. They didn't design that to be a sport touring bike.
A lot of people drag those.
Yeah. Not that
They
can't...
just stretch that swing arm out, fucking fat tire that rear tire and drag it.
Yeah. And it's not that can't be a good sport touring bike. It's just it wasn't designed from the base up with that being in mind.
Well, it's actually not their dedicated sport tourer.
No, they have a different one, I know. That was just the one that came to mind.
It's ugly as shit. I can tell you that much.
The Versys 1000 LT is a sport tourer too.
See, I'm not a fan of how the Versys look. Personally,
I don't mind how they look. I do mind the price. The price is stupid for what you get. They are a terrible value in my opinion.
Yeah, $10,000 for the 650.
Yeah, that's dumb.
I'm not a big fan of the looks. I would never get a Versys.
So, base MSRP, $10,100 for the Versys 650, or a V-Strom 800 Touring for $9,000.
Look at the Ninja 650s are rocking orange again this year. I really like Kawai's orange.
Kawasaki's orange is nice. Is that orange and purple on the 650? That's kind of cool.
On the 650?
Yeah. Ninja 650?
Oh shit, I didn't even see the little purple bit back
Yeah,
there.
it's orange and purple. That looks really nice.
That's wild. That's like 70s. If I was gonna get a sport tourer from Kawi, I'd just go all out and get the Ninja H2 Sexy. SXSE. Just H2 with saddlebag, H2 with saddlebags.
Again, that's kind of what I was saying. It's not a bike that was designed up with that in mind. It was, alright, we'll throw fucking bags on this thing.
It's not, but it's a cheaper H2. You still get that supercharger. It is a little different styled. The engine's tuned a little differently, and the ride is slightly different from the base H2. It's a little more upright, but not by much. And it does give it a backseat. The actual H2 has none to speak of.
That's the bike I'm looking at. The other one I was looking at, which I think is
It's got a fucking beak on it.
Yeah, I really like how it looks, actually. The other bike I was looking at that's like pretty similarly priced is the Honda Transalp, but I think it looks dumb, so I don't want it.
The new 125s look pretty cool.
The new Zs?
Copy image, paste image. I like this.
They've done that colorway before.
They've done it before, but not with that much gold accent
Yeah.
to it, I don't think.
It does look nice.
But they also have a camoed one. That too.
Camo one?
Yeah, look at the plastics.
Oh, that's neat. I thought that was just the orange and gray colorway. No, that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, they made the Z's pretty cool this year.
Do they have a... God, I hate Honda. They don't have any fucking pictures of their stupid bikes. It's like normal pictures. But no, this is like the main competitor for the V-Strom. I don't...
The new Goldwings look fucking ugly.
Goldwing...
Jesus Christ.
Do Goldwings ever look good?
No, but good lord.
Oh, the normal Goldwings?
It's the first thing you see when you open up the fucking product tab. That thing looks stupid.
They don't look that bad.
I don't know. That looks stupid as hell.
The normal ones look really kind of dumb. The front looks way too big. But the touring model, I think, or whatever. Yeah, the Goldwing Tour with the back seat. That looks a little better.
The back seat does make it look a little better, but I don't know. It's such an old man bike.
I will get one eventually.
Really?
I really like Goldwings, actually. Just for how fucking reliable they are. I watched a dude on YouTube buy one that had 220,000 miles on it. He bought it in Iowa, rode it down to Key West, Florida, and back to Iowa. 0 issues. Started up every single time, ran flawlessly. I was like, that's a fucking reliable ass comfy bike. I want one of those at some point.
What do you mean they don't have normal pictures? This is a normal picture of it right here.
No, I have just like the product images. Well, yeah, not from the like front, not the quartering angle though. That's just a flat side angle.
Oh. I mean, fair enough. Okay.
But anyway, I think the Transalp just looks kind of dumb. But the other thing is like Suzuki, when you select a different model, like the touring model, it's like, oh, you get the hand guards, you get the big windshield, you get the back, the fucking tail box. Honda's like, nah, fuck you. You get the Transalp. That's all you get. You want the extra shit? Buy it and put it on yourself. Or buy it, or better yet, buy it and have our dealer install it for you for an extra charge. So it's like if I wanted to spec a Transalp out to the same as the touring V-Strom, I'd end up spending like $2,000 or $3,000 extra.
What my dad had to do with his KTM, like, and some of it was even dumb as hell. 'Cause some of it is already on the bike, but it's electronically controlled, and so the dealers or the manufacturers can tell the electronics just to not give you those features unless the dealer presses a button on their end that unlocks it. But to press that button costs $1,000. Like, what the fuck is that?
That's fucking scummy. I don't like that.
The problem is though, KTM makes really good bikes.
Yeah, they do.
And so people are gonna pay it. As hence by my dad.
But no, yeah, I think the V-Strom 800 is probably gonna be my next bike. I think that'll probably be the bike that takes me up Pikes Peak next summer. So
if I can just stop being lazy, mine should hopefully be a MT-09.
The thing.
Maybe I'll be a little more comfortable going up it on a standard too. I took some of those turns kind of slow on that Super Sport, which should be the opposite. You should corner the fuck out of that thing. I was just like, ee.
That was the thing that kind of steered me away. One, the price, and two, was that the Tracer. I'm like, God, it'd be nice to have that power. It'd be nice to have that, but do I really need that? Do I really need all those features for how much this fucking thing costs? The more I was thinking about it, I was like, no, probably not. I was like, this can do everything I want it to do. It'll be comfy.
For me, it wasn't a power issue. It wasn't like this is too much power to deal with.
I wasn't that.
I've never been on that sharp of turns before. And being the high up, my bike was already struggling, so I was like, I don't like cornering very quick on this. My dad's fucking zipping around it. I'm like, Jesus Christ.
It wasn't like that is too much power. This is only 100 cc's less than it, but it's just like, okay. I needed to step back and set some realistic expectations. It's like, okay, I don't need to go that fast. I don't need fucking adaptive cruise control. I don't need all this shit. It's like, that bike will do perfectly fine for pretty much everything I'll ever need it to do. And it's got a little better ground clearance because it's not a sport bike. There's other versions of it that are set up for off-road, so if I want to get crash bars and like fucking skid plate and all that for it eventually, I can. It's just...
It doesn't have a skid plate already. Most adventure bikes already come with
It's not an adventure bike. It's a touring bike. It's the touring model. If you're just touring...
I just keep thinking it's an adventure bike.
It is, and it isn't. It's... Yeah.
I'm looking at the picture now. Yeah, there's nothing there.
No. It's a touring base. Or it's an adventure-based bike, but... Yeah. I don't know. I just think it's a versatile bike. I'm pretty sure that's what the V stands for. Because it doesn't have a V engine. It has a parallel twin.
I'm getting made fun of.
By?
Go ahead and take a guess.
It's
Cassidy.
I was like, it's either Cassidy or your your brother, one of the two.
No, it's Cassidy. She has a camera up in this room to make sure all the animals are, not dead. And
Fair
she
enough.
just hits me with "Are you really mixing drinks up there?" I'm like, leave me alone. Leave me alone. Let me have fun.
It is classified as an adventure touring bike. The V in V-Strom stands for versatile. I was right. So I guess as an adventure touring bike, it's a adventure bike that's more focused on the touring than off-road capability. Which makes sense, because, most of the time, if you're... Most adventure bikes are never ridden to their off-road potential. It's like 99% of the time you don't need a fucking no, what's it called? I just said it. Jesus. The fucking guard. guard thing. Most of the time, you don't need that. If you're just gonna, because fuck, most of the time, adventure bikes are just ridden, on gravel roads. That's like the most off road they'll ever be taken. You don't need fucking crash guards. You don't need fucking bark busters. You don't need any of that shit. Most of the time, adventure bikes are gonna be ridden gravel road, and that one would be perfectly capable on a gravel road. It's got a little bit more suspension, a little softer suspension. It'd be completely fine, even as the touring model.
Well, a crash guard would still be...
Crash guards are still nice.
I'll always have at least... what the fuck are they called? Shit. How did I forget this? It's what my bike has. The little...
Sliders?
Tag sticking up. Yeah. I'll always have frame sliders. At minimum. It's always good to have some sort of crash protection. Even if it doesn't like protect the frame that much, if it just keeps the bike from being pinned on your leg in the event of a low slide, then it's doing its job.
Yeah, I'll probably get the frame guards for that one at some point, just because I want to mount some lights to it. Because I like to ride at night. But no, the thing that really sold me on the V-Strom is I watched a dude race it in the Baja 1000.
Ayo.
It was he modified the suspension and stuff like that. Did all the rally upgrades.
Was it heavily modified?
It wasn't heavily modified. I think he did like a new exhaust, like frame guards, stuff like that, new suspension, but engine, transmission, everything like that was bone stock.
Well, I don't know too many people who mod their suspension.
Well, if you're doing rally off-road, you probably want a little better than stock, but like he was doing, it was the Baja 1000. It was an actual rally race, so I could understand wanting, like tunable, adjustable suspension, but engine and all that wise, it was bone stock, and it broke down one time, and it was the dude's fault. He burned the clutch out in deep sand. It survived the entire race. Other than that, completely fine. Ran like a top. I was like, okay, that little video there addressed my reliability concerns. I'm pretty sure anything I put it through, it will be fine.
Yeah, I'm not worried about stressing out any sort of bike in fucking Kansas.
Oh no, I'm just sick of having bikes that don't fucking work.
Yeah, fair enough.
I just want something that I can hop on and it'll start up every time. I don't gotta worry about it, and I also don't have to worry about it leaving me stranded somewhere. Cause like the way the V-Star was running on the highway, it's like, fuck, am I gonna make it home after work today? I don't know. I guess we'll find out.
I hope.
I hope so. It never left me stranded, but it was not happy about it several days. And I guess the Z's never really left me like that. Like it's had it, and it still does have its issues. But once you get it running, it'll run. It's not gonna die on you. I think the Z's issues is more of it's a very cheap motorcycle, and hence has cheap parts on it.
Yeah. As long as it works, there's nothing wrong with that.
The starter doesn't work right now.
Oh, then there's something wrong with that.
There is something wrong. I don't think it's actually the starter. I think it's the like little button on my handlebar. I think that got fucked up somehow. But
well, I guess before we sign out here, I have one other nerd gaming news. A VR game that I've always been I've always liked a lot and been very interested in, but the updates for it really came not very often. It was like an update a year. Master Bladesmith.
oh, I remember you showing me that.
Dude finally came out after over 2 years of basically no communication about the game. Last update was February 28th of 2022. Finally came out and said on June 30th that he doesn't want to leave the game how it is. However, the things he wants to do with the game, the engine just can't support. Therefore, game's done. No more updates to it. And I'm like, aw. I was waiting for 2 years for you to come out and say, hey, I added the boss levels like I said I was going to, and nope, just taking the game out of early access, calling it done, and that is how it is. But I'm working on a second project. I have been working on a second project for the last year and a half, and probably won't come out for like another 3-4 years, but I am working on something that is same general mechanics as Bladesmith, but a lot more to it, and it's going to be open world. I'm like, okay, well, I suppose I'll accept it if the dude can actually follow through on that promise.
Yeah.
Because that's like the only blacksmithing VR game that there is, and that's super cool. But nope, it's over.
That's one of the things that VR would be like damn near perfect for. I'm surprised no one else came up with anything.
There's exactly one other game that has blacksmithing mechanics. At least one that's even worth noting. I'm sure there's some super obscure indie game that just did a shit job at it. Not that pretty much any VR game isn't indie. But it's not Blade and Sorcery, it's the other Blade and Sorcery-esque game. What is it called?
You got
Steam,
me.
help me out.
I was like, you got me.
Categories, VR titles. It's a really popular one. I don't know why I can't even try to come up with it. Oh god, they changed up how the store works? Don't do that to me. Not right now.
Did they?
Whoa. Master Bladesmith's actually up in the new and trending tab.
Yeah, because it just released.
Yeah, fair enough. It came out of early access. Blade and Sorcery, that's not what I want though. It is... Hellish Court has VR? Oh, okay. Fuck, dude. It has multiplayer. Like, you can play through the game with other friends. I know I've sent it to the group chat before. What the hell? Why is it not just... It was a popular game. Why is it not just like right here?
Walkabout mini golf.
It is not Walkabout mini golf. Okay, I'll just hit popular instead of top sellers, I suppose.
You got me, man. I really don't know.
Man. That's just gonna piss me off.
I was like, the only other Blade and Sorcery-esque game I know of is Gorn, but fucking Gorn ain't anywhere close to...
Yeah,
to fucking
Legendary
Smith and
Tales.
Legendary Tales?
And Hellsplit Arena is another Blade and Sorcery-esque game, but it's not that one. Legendary Tales. It's a questing sword play type of game, but they added a blacksmith type like thing you can do in it as well in one of their more recent updates. Not as fleshed out as Master Bladesmith was though. So it still held like the title of best blacksmithing VR game. So real shame that it's not going to get updated anymore. But
I mean, I don't know what engine he was in, but
I think it's one he developed himself.
or was using. But yeah, if there's literally no way around it, then there's not much he can do.
Yeah. So I understand why he's doing it, but I was like, you couldn't have let us know this like 2 years ago.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'm not just sitting here checking my VR game library every once in a while, seeing if it gets an update, and nothing for over 2 years. But what's our time? I'm sure we're getting close.
Oh, I think we're probably over a little bit. Yeah, hour 5.
Yep.
So
I suppose we should probably call it.
yeah, we'll call it a day for this one. Hopefully next week we'll have our bug tier list done for Helldivers.
We're about halfway through.
Yeah, we're about halfway through. Then after that we'll do a stratagem one probably.
I really didn't have much time this last week to actually play any games. I think
Nah.
I won once.
Yeah, it's been a busy week. Or last couple weeks, so that's okay. It's
Quick spoiler alert, the night is still shit.
I don't think that's a spoiler at all. I think
It's not a spoiler.
that's
but
just common knowledge.
I hate that gun. I hate that gun. I'm not sad that I bought the Super Citizen Edition, because it does give you some cool stuff. Plus a mini game on your Super Destroyer. But man, does that gun blow.
I didn't even know it came with the gun, honestly. That's how bad it is. No one talks about it.
Yep. You use it once, and that's all you need to use it. You're just like, alright. Not using that again.
Oh. But yeah. Anyway, we'll be back next week with that probably. It's good to get a little break from Helldivers 2. That's been the last like four weeks of episodes, so little break in there for you guys if you're not that interested in Helldivers, but I think we'll call it here and see you guys next Thursday. So
Yep. See you guys next Thursday.
yep, have a good one, everyone.